And Jim, you spoke to the CEO of GM on Mad Money yesterday. How big of a worry is Europe? I mean, how did you feel about that after talking
first,
to him?
I want to react to some Twitter comments which says I was soft on Ackerson. Look, the stock is down hideously, and I balance between two things. One is the Einhorn presentation Greenlight's been buying, which talks about enterprise value and how it's undervalued, versus the momentum, which is really dissipating, in part because of Europe, but also because the company just seems to not make as much money as I thought it could. But it is making money, and it's making money in a difficult environment, making money where the statistical number of cars isn't as great as it could be. Europe is, GM's a big international company, and I was listening to Mitt Romney and these candidates talking about distancing themselves from the GM bailout, but GM kept a far-flung nature and kept a very big presence, China, Europe. So when North America shined, and North America did shine with a pickup in share, it didn't matter. It would have been terrific to say that international is small enough that it won't matter, but it's not. And that really cast a pall in the stock. They're not as levered to big sales as I thought either. The unions, Mitt Romney again last night talked about how the unions got the company. I kind of felt that way after the quarter. Maybe the unions got the company, not the shareholders as much.
And then what about emerging market growth was also disappointing, right? I mean, you saw Brazil, and then October auto sales for China were down over 1%.
GM should have done better.
Yeah.
I don't know whether it's the leadership, don't know whether it's the cost structure, but it was almost like an amalgam. We talk so often about the Eatons and the Honeywells and the Parker Hannifins and the Emersons. They really haven't, PPG, haven't skipped a beat despite Europe. Suddenly, DuPont, suddenly a company comes along and it's like, wow, yeah, Europe's really bad for us. And this goes to exhibit A of what we thought was going to happen with Europe Week. And it takes my breath away because I really want to own this stock. That was another reason why I didn't pound Ackerson. I think that there's a lot of enterprise value here and a lot of cash. But you always need some catalyst to buy, and this stock's devoid of catalyst. Not dividend coming. They're not going to. The government still owns a lot. Clearly, if you think that a Republican is going to win the White House, then Tim Massad, who's in charge of the disposals of TARP, and his vow not to sell GM down here will go out the window. They will hit any bid. GM, these candidates, they'll hit any bid.
So then, if you own the stock for Action Alerts, you just want to sit tight.
If
right
I
now?
did own it for Action Alerts, 20.
Yeah,
was
okay.
where I think you have to come in.
20 come in.
20,
All right. Thanks, Jim. I
Thank
appreciate
you.
it.